No matter how many times you've watched the film or sung the songs, there is bound to be something you've missed in Disney's Moana. Time to dive deep into an ocean of facts and secrets featuring Easter eggs, behind-the-scenes moments, and some surprising information about the future of the franchise. Before you watch, click subscribe. You'll join our notification squad and be the first to know of new Screen Rant content.
They're amazing! And we mortals have heard the tale of the crab who became a legend.
One of the more visual characters in Moana was TAMATOA. The giant crab has a whole back full of gold treasures, but the character may have brought more scares if he stuck to his original design. In the early development of Moana, TAMATOA was originally conceived as a giant headless warrior ghost who haunted both Maui and Moana. Yikes! Other than being connected to Disney, Moana and Star Wars don't have much common, except for the fact that you can hear Jango Fett sing in the movie. Temuera Morrison has played Jango in the Star Wars prequels, voiced the character in multiple video games, and also voices Moana's father, Chief Tui. Hear Jango Fett for yourself in the Moana song, Where You Are. We know who to look to if they ever do another Star Wars holiday special.
I could watch that all day.
One of the more signature looks in Moana comes from Maui's hair, but it didn't start out that way. Once Dwayne Johnson was signed up to be a part of the voice cast, the animators designed Maui to look like a larger-than-life version of who he already was, and this included the bald head. Once more research was done, the producers and animators were convinced Maui needed to have long hair to match the historical stories shared about him. By adding the long locks of hair, the character still had a resemblance to Johnson, but looked even more like his grandfather, officially known as High Chief Peter MAIVIA of Samoa. When Peter MAIVIA wrestled, he often geared similar to the outfits and styles Maui showcases in the movie.
Kakamora.
The film's Kakamora provides some of the movie's more thrilling action sequences. For adult viewers feeling a twinge of similarity in the scenes, look no further than Mad Max Fury Road. The white bite, customized vehicles, and crazy action of the Kakamora were all drawn from the popular action film. The biggest difference? The Kakamora are not chasing down Mad Max, they're going after Mad Maui!
I'm back. Mwah.
At least Maui has his fishhook back to help evade any future attacks. The giant hook was not designed to catch some big ocean fish. The design was actually based off ancient Polynesian myth and the constellation we know as Scorpio. While we view Scorpio as a scorpion, the design is viewed as a fishhook in their culture, and the hook is actually named MANAIAKALANI.
I believe you were trying to say is thank you.
One of the more memorable songs in Moana is You're Welcome. Can you imagine if the song was actually called Thank You? The writers of the film initially conceived the song as song, mainly by Moana. She would recognize the great things he did in the past. Flip-flopping the song helped make it stand out and build up Maui's egotistical character. The next time you watch Maui sing You're Welcome, look a little closer at the animated fish that swim by. One of those fish is Flounder from The Little Mermaid. The directors of Little Mermaid, Ron Clements and John Musker, also direct Moana. Speaking of The Little Mermaid, TAMATOA may have a little bone to pick with one of the characters. In the short post-credit scene of Moana, we see TAMATOA is still stuck on his back and cannot roll over. In a breaking of the fourth wall, TAMATOA talks to viewers and claims they would help him if he was a lovable crab with a Jamaican accent. He directly references the other famous Disney crustacean, Sebastian. Ron Clements and John Musker were also the popular duo behind the success of the Disney's animated version of Aladdin. They show homages to the 1993 animated musical with two references. While it would have been cool to see Apu hopping around Moana's island, look closely at one of the carpets four of the villagers carry. The carpet has the same exact pattern as the flying carpet from Aladdin. Does the genie appear in Moana? The flying blue character would be pretty hard to miss, but his golden lamp is definitely present. The iconic lamp is among all the other gold treasures on the back of his shell. Sebastian and Apu served as great sidekicks in The Little Mermaid and Aladdin, but they were a far cry from Moana's dumbfounded rooster named HEIHEI. Even though the rooster survived all kinds of crazy adventures on the ocean, he almost didn't make it through past the toughest obstacle of all, the animator's digital eraser. HEIHEI was originally smarter and kind of snide, but they couldn't find a good way to keep the animal in the movie. With a lot tinkering and completely dumbing down the creature, HEIHEI became an important part of the film. The Little Mermaid and Mad Max were not the only films Moana's producers and writers drew from for inspiration. The mini Maui tattoo on Maui's body tries to help Maui make the right decisions and learn from right and wrong. The voiceless character was actually inspired by Pinocchio's Jiminy Cricket. Just like Jiminy offered Pinocchio guidance, Mini Maui helps the demigod make the right decisions. One of the best parts of Moana is the title character's true journey to discover herself while saving her village. In the beginning, we saw a whole different story. The original scripts followed Maui as the main character, while Moana was left looking for true love. Thankfully, the cliché love story was scrapped, and we felt more emotionally connected than another fairy tale wedding would have been. Before Moana, one of Disney's biggest hits in recent years was Frozen. The polar opposite settings may make it hard to blend the worlds together, but the Moana animators were able to sneak some references in. Early in the film, you can see Moana's village decorated with a number of large tapa cloths. These cloths all of intricate designs. Look closely at one of the hanging ones to see the snow monster Marshmallow. The monster could have easily been mistaken for some type of ocean creature, they blended it so well. A more clear Frozen reference is seen during Maui and Moana's confrontation with TAMATOA. As Maui tries to master the powers of his hook, one of the random animals he transforms into is Sven. Probably the first time you've ever seen a reindeer in the ocean. Not only should you be on the lookout for Frozen characters, but a lot of other modern Disney movies. Baymax's first aid services came long before his time in San Francisco. The character's robotic face is painted on one of the Kakamora masks if you look close enough. Stick around during the credits and take a close look at the traditional tapa cloths shown on the screen. One of them features an illustration of Wreck-It Ralph in his classic pair of overalls. As Moana learns about her family's history, she assumes everyone just lived on the island. The journey and exploration everyone ventures out on at the end of the movie represents a 2,000-year gap in the study of Polynesian history. The basis of the settlement and exploration is based on the real history of Western Polynesian and a lack of settlement in Eastern Polynesia for 2,000 years after the initial settlement. The history of Polynesian discovery may have been included, but there are some mythological secrets the Moana producers kept from us. Most of these details have to do with Maui. There are many stories revolving around the demi-god that were kept from the film. This includes some of his siblings and some of the more sinister tricks he played on people between his acts of good. Naturally, the family-friendly nature of the film kept a majority of these details out. Moana spends a lot of time with Maui on her journey, but there was originally supposed to be another character along for the ride. The lovable pig, Pau'u, is left back on the island as Moana sets sail. He was originally supposed to be by her side, and even appeared on a lot of official posters.
That's good pork.
The reason for cutting him was to give Moana more of a struggle if she took her journey alone. As you watch the film, you'll notice Moana wears a lot of different outfits. Each outfit was designed to be authentic to the time, and only feature materials the villagers would have access to. Moana also wears a lot of red, because the color red represents royalty to Polynesian people. During the sequence where Moana and Maui confront Tamatoa, we see glimpses of a battle, but that was just a tease compared to the real thing. As seen on one of Maui's tattoos, there was an obvious epic battle between Maui and Tamatoa. Maui even exclaimed he once took Tamatoa's leg off. That's one fight we'd love to see. The scenes in Moana may take place thousands of years ago, but Disney discovered the best modern way to recreate the oceanic journey. The company teamed up with an Hawaiian airline to create special Moana planes featuring graphics of Maui, Pau'u, and Moana on the side of the plane. Our adventures with Moana were supposed to continue with the release of the Disney Infinity Moana playset. Unfortunately, the game was cancelled, and the playset never reached retail. A ton of concept art was released for the game, including still shots from the game and prototype designs for Moana and Maui Infinity figures. The game clearly had a lot of potential and could have expanded our love for the movie.
Enjoy the island. Maui, out!
What Moana secret was your favorite? Were there any we missed? Do you want to see a sequel to Moana? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to Screen Rant on YouTube so you can stay up to date with our awesome videos. Thanks for watching.